Do you want to start a business but you don't have capital? Do you believe that you can only start a business if you have a lot of money to invest? Or are you one of those who have the capital to invest but you're scared to lose your savings? In this video, we will be talking about the first of the 3 ways you can start a business right away with almost no capital. It's hack number 1. Before we talk about our first hack, let me tell you that having a big capital when you want to start a business is dangerous, especially when you are starting a business for the first time. Let me talk about my mentee, Mila. Mila and her husband came home after working for many years abroad. As OFWs, they have saved some money and have decided to come home to open a restaurant. They chose to put up their restaurant not in Manila, but in a beautiful city down south that they have heard so much about. Now, before they came home, Mila felt that since both she and her husband had no experience in business, it would help if they get a mentor to guide them. And since Mila and I were friends, she convinced her husband to join my mentoring program. So before coming home, they started to learn from the weekly video lessons of the program they enrolled in. Their plan was to sell tacos, which was the specialty of Mila's husband. When they arrived in Manila, they perfected the recipe and the process, and they even started selling them. They had a winning product for Manileños, but they still had to prove in the new city that it is a winning product as well. So when they arrived at the island, they got very excited. It was a dream come true. The island was a paradise. The people were so nice. The opportunities were so plenty. And Mila and her husband were so excited that they forgot the steps in starting a business that they learned from my program. Instead, they started to look for a place for a tacos restaurant of their dreams. Because they had capital, they even almost said yes to buying a property for their restaurant from some kind and friendly old man who was also very nice to them. Now, it was a blessing that Mila consulted me at the right time and I stopped them. Now, everyone pay attention. There are steps to follow before we invest our savings. Let me repeat that for it to sink in. There are steps to follow before we invest our savings. One of the steps is to first find out if there are customers who are willing to buy the kind of tacos that they are making and where they are located. If they did not have capital, they would have started small. But because they had capital, they almost made a huge mistake. Especially when later they found out that the place they almost fell for was not the right place for their potential customers. They almost lost their savings. So starting a business is like swimming or driving a car for the first time. If we dive into the water or drive a car after reading or watching a video about it, we are sure to drown or damage our car. What works is to follow the step-by-step process and be guided by an experienced mentor. The word is experience, and business is the same as driving and swimming. Do not jump into business and invest your life savings if you do not have experience. Invest in an experienced mentor that will hold you by the hand to be sure of your steps. Look, I'm not saying that you need to get me. I'm not the only mentor here. So if you don't like me, then get someone else. Just make sure that he has the experience in starting his own business that's similar to yours. And most importantly, he has failed and has learned from his failures so that he can guide you to avoid them. Okay? Now, Mami N, how can I enroll in your program if I do not have any money? Now, this brings us to the first hack of the 3 ways you can start a business right away with almost no capital. Hack number 1, declutter and sell some of your old stuff on Facebook. I'm sure if you look around, you can find some things you can sell. You can sell them through your Facebook profile or Facebook Marketplace. One mentee started selling her Pyrex wares that she never used. She also started an FB group where people can sell off old books and other collectibles. Now, know that selling these things is not going to be your permanent business. It's only a way of raising funds for you to start your business. And remember your purpose in doing this. It is to generate enough funds for you to get a mentor and to learn and practice how to start a business. Your first business is just a way for you to gain the right skills and the right mindset to be a successful businesswoman or businessman. But this should also be a business that you can grow and scale to 10 times or 100 times its original size. This is important. When starting a business for the first time, start small. Start small with a small capital, even if you have the money. And if you don't have the money, generate it using our 3 hacks. And our first hack is to declutter. Stay tuned in the next video for hack number 2 of the 3 ways you can start a business right away with almost no capital. Till next time, bye!